Welcome everyone to my next video. In this video what we're going to be looking at is again the ball, and the reason why I'm going back and looking at the ball is because I failed to tell you guys one key element of rendering the ball, and that was actually working out where your cast shadow lied, how long it would be, how short it would be, and all that kind of thing. And it's quite important because if you don't understand this, you're going to struggle with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go and have another little crack at that ball, specifically to show you how the light source and its position will determine how long or short a cast shadow is. So let's go and check that out. Okay, so in the last session we created this sphere. As you can see, we had a light source and we had a shadow shape, and this is the section that I didn't explain very well. I didn't explain to you guys how I was creating this lovely cast shadow. So let's see how we do that and see what I was doing when I did that. So if you remember, this is the ball. So with the ball you can see I've got a light source coming in, it's hitting here, so directional light, it's hitting here, and I've got this lovely cast shadow. And this is what I'm going to show you how to create, and how it is created based on where the light source is. So let's have a look at how that happens. Right, so I'm going to draw my circle for my ball, and I'm going to draw onto that a light source. So if for example my light source is coming from this direction, I'm going to have a shadow shape that starts here, and it's going to create a cast shadow. Now how do I decide what that cast shadow is? And this is where my student had a lot of difficulty, because she couldn't see where I was coming from when I did this, because I went too fast. So light, as I said, comes down in angles like this, yeah? And so therefore this is the line that I was drawing. I drew it very lightly, but this is the line I was drawing, and it comes down at a very straight angle down to the actual surface that the object is sitting on. So in this case we've got a lovely tabletop that sits here, and we're drawing this lovely straight line. So the next thing what you're going to do is, what you're going to be thinking of is, you've got your ball, and what you're going to do is you're going to squish it flat, and you're going to create what looks like an ellipse, so a shape like this. Yeah? And this ellipse is what's going to sit here. It's going to hit this edge here, so this is where this light here is going to sit here, and it's going to create this elliptical shape through there. And that is the shape of my shadow shape. So then this here is all in shadow, as well as my cast shadow. And the length of it is determined based on these lines, the light lines. For example, if we go and decide to do, okay, what happens if I take another ball, like this, and I have a light source that's coming from this angle. So again, I'm going to draw those lines in parallel to my light source, and it's going to come down, and this here is my tabletop. So again, I've got that lovely squished flat ellipse, and I'm going to draw another elliptical shape through here. And this time, this is the shape of my light. My light's here, my shadow shape's here, and this here is my cast shadow. Drop it in, another cast shadow. So can you see how I'm creating these cast shadows? They're based on where the light is coming from, and because light comes in straight lines to my object, this is how I know where and how long my cast shadow is going to be. Let's try another one where I have a ball again, and this time I'm going to have a very low down light. This is the kind of light that you'll see in, say for example, a sunset or a sunrise. And so again I'm going to have a light source that's coming at this angle to it. So I did actually, this is much better, so don't worry about that one. This is my light source, yeah? Just because if I did it that way, it would be too long. So again, there's my shadow, and here's my lovely long ellipse that's coming across that section. This here is my shadow shape, and I'm going to draw it in and I'm going to have that lovely long shadow. Yeah? Hopefully this is making a lot of sense to you guys. So that's why you see when in like the sunrise and sunset, you do have those lovely long shadows. And this is the reason why, because the light is coming at it in this angles, and so therefore it's going to cast a longer shadow. When you're getting towards more like a midday type, you're having light coming directionally above it, and you're going to get a smaller shadow like this. Okay, so now we've looked at the balls. What happens if we have a look at it in case, say for example, if I do a square or a cube? I'm drawing my cube. And again, I have my light source coming from this direction, hitting here. And so the light's in those directional lines. This is my flat surface that my cube's sitting on. So here's my line. And this is where my shadow shape. This is my shadow side of my cube. My shadow extends out to that line. And this here is my shadow shape. I really hope that this has helped. I hope this has solidified what I was doing in this demonstration, and now you're starting to understand how shadow is created, how cast shadow is created, as well as, you know, what's happening with the light. The light direction is going to determine a whole bunch of things in your composition, and it's going to direct everything that you do. So there you go. This direction of the light, how it's hitting the actual object, determines the length of your cast shadows. It also, the actual shape of the ball, or the thing that you are drawing, is also going to determine what your shadow, your cast shadow, is going to look like. I hope this video has helped explain a little bit of that, and I look forward to going into more detail in other things, so when we start looking at other different shapes, more organic shapes, and how cast shadows work. But for now, that's it for this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking at the actual ball and just giving you a basic overview, again, of the ball and understand, but I'm going to give you a basic overview of why understanding the ball is going to help you when you do other things. Hope to see you there.